So we got some great news on the Baltimore Ravens, bringing back some exciting young players on their practice squad. Also bringing in a veteran free agent defensive tackle and Lawrence Guy Sr. We also got an anonymous defensive coordinator that put out a quote, another hater quote on Lamar Jackson saying he can't pass when it counts. But we have some fantastic, shocking stats that absolutely prove that to be untrue, as well as Kevin Wildes going absolutely bananas in defense of Lamar Jackson. We got all that and more. So welcome into another episode of Ravens Reports, man. It's your guy Noah here with For the Flock. As always, bringing you all our top 5 news reports and storylines coming out of our Baltimore Ravens today. I hope y'all are having a great day. Let's dive into the content. At number 1, let's talk about who the Ravens have brought back on the practice squad thus far. We have rookie 6th-round draft pick Devin Leary. He gets the nod over Emory Jones, who I thought showed a little bit more in preseason. But the Ravens must like the talent and the draft stock that was put into Devin Leary and think they can develop him some more. He does have some arm talent, but he's got to work on accuracy and decision-making. Running backs, John Kelly and Chris Collier both showed some good things in the preseason. We also got 2 wide receivers I'm excited about. The first one being undrafted free agent rookie Dayton Wade. I was really excited about Dayton Wade. He started to make plays in OTAs. Patrick Ricard highlighted that and said that he would be his underdog guy to make it on the roster as an undrafted free agent. He did make it on the practice squad out of 2 wide receivers on the squad right now. The other guy is Malik Cunningham. Malik Cunningham had himself a 56-yard touchdown in joint practices against the Green Bay Packers and has flashed his ability to make some plays as well. So he's also a converted quarterback and provides some emergency depth at that quarterback position. The Ravens brought back tight end Kadir Ismail, son of Kadre Ismail, the former Baltimore Ravens Super Bowl winning wide receiver who was the wide receiver 1 on that squad. And Kadir Ismail converted from wide receiver from college last year, showed some great things, and was reported by Jeff Sarebek to be the most improved player on the roster throughout the entire training camp. We got offensive lineman Darian Dalcourt, defensive lineman CJ Ravenel, outside linebacker Joe Evans, who's really got a physicality, plays like a Raven, high motor guy, showed some good stuff in preseason, undrafted free agent out of Iowa. And then cornerback Kadar Holman, who's going to be a special teams contributor and showed some good things in coverage. So there's a few spots left on this practice squad, and we will make sure to update you guys as the practice squad continues to get filled out. At number 2, the Baltimore Ravens are bringing in Lawrence Guy Sr. for a visit and a workout. They are checking out some defensive line depth. That came a little bit of a surprise to me. I thought maybe they'd continue to look at either receivers, running backs, or offensive line, maybe quarterbacks. I wasn't really expecting a defensive lineman, but if the Ravens want to shore up that run defense to make sure they have quality guys, you know, all throughout all 6 spots on the defensive line, if they want to add that 6th guy, Lawrence Guy seems like a great fit. He's a really hard worker, high effort. He's been a long-time starter for the Patriots, been a solid player that adds a few sacks per year, but also, like we said, been very stout as a run defender. And there's no doubt we're going to have to stop the run in this division with specifically the Browns and the Steelers trying to hammer the rock with some talented running backs. And then the Bengals signed Zach Moss, the running back in free agency, and got a young talented running back in Chase Brown. Stopping the run is still going to be a huge priority for the Ravens, and Lawrence Guy would help get that job done. At number 3, here's a couple of other free agents and trade targets for the Ravens listed here by Kevin Ostreicher. We got running back Samaje Perine, scratch that because he just signed with the Chiefs. Matt Breida, Hassan Haskins, Frank Gore Jr., Isaiah Spiller, John Mechie has been reported available for trade. Noah Brown, the receiver. Terrace Marshall, I think he just signed with another team as well. I think it might have been the 49ers, but offensive lineman Max Sharping and offensive lineman Josh Sills. I know in the last few videos we posted, the biggest concern has been bringing in another offensive lineman. I'm just so intrigued to see who's, starting in week 1 against the Chiefs. We're 8 days away from the season opener, and I think Andrew Voorhees got the left guard spot, but at right guard, man, I don't know if it's Ben Cleveland or Daniel Falele. At right tackle, I don't know if they're going to roll with the rookie in Rosengarten or go with the trusted commodity who they've seen a lot on tape in Patrick McCarry. It'll be fun to see who they trot out there week 1. I think the offensive line will improve throughout the year as these guys get reps, experience, and start to gel together as a cohesive unit. Ronnie Stanley is the healthiest he's been in several years. And then the center and Tyler Linderbaum is an anchor. So you're hoping that those two guys help anchor and solidify the other guys around them. And then Rosengarten, Falele, and Voorhees coming into their own and developing throughout the year. If that happens, the Ravens can have a solid offensive line. Right now, there's some question marks, and they'll be answered very shortly. At number 4, you got to check out what this critic said, this anonymous defensive coordinator said about Lamar Jackson, saying that he cannot pass whenever he has to. Which, before I show you this defense from Kevin Wildes, check out this stat right here. Here's a list of all of the quarterbacks since 2000. So we're talking about the last about 25 years, a quarter of a decade, right? Guys with like Tom Brady and Brett Favre and some other studs that have played in the last 25 years since 2000. Lamar Jackson is number 3 in EPA per dropback since 2000 when trailing under 5 minutes left to go in a game. So when you have to pass, when Lamar Jackson has to pass, when he's down with 5 minutes or less in the game, he is number 3 in the entire National Football League since 2000 in EPA per dropback, but he can't pass whenever he has to. So check out this rant that Kevin Wildes goes on national TV in defense of his guy Lamar.
Give you my reaction. I'm done with Lamar Jackson being disrespected, and I'm done with this just being trotted out that he can't pass because look at this Ravens game. The Chiefs game. Look at the Chiefs game. He couldn't pass in that game. So here are the statistics. I got it fired up. Here's Lamar's 2023 season, which, by the way, he won the MVP. So if you win the MVP, you belong right below Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes won Super Bowl MVP, the regular season MVP. Guy who's won it twice belongs right below. Doesn't belong below Joe Burrow. He doesn't belong below Josh Allen. He was great against. First of all, he had a bye, so he automatically, that should count as a win. When you roll out his playoff record, he rolled the Texans, and then he had to play the Chiefs, who are a dynasty in the making. He had 1 touchdown and 1 interception. So how did everybody do against the Chiefs? For the record, the Chiefs gave up an average of 175 passing yards throughout the year. Lamar did have 272 yards. He would have had another touchdown if Zay Flowers didn't reach the ball out and L'Jarius Sneed saved the Chiefs' season.
No, that's infuriating. Don't say
So he lost to the dynasty in the making. Like, well, he didn't even make the Super Bowl. Well, that's a good point. They did play the 49ers a few weeks before, and he destroyed them. 33-19, he had 2 touchdowns. Final point. I don't have a monopoly on good ideas. I like to say I do sometimes. I like to claim that all the ideas are mine. But I don't. I am open to suggestions. And I got a suggestion from someone. He wrote me a message, and it said, I said, this is a good idea, and here's what he wrote, and I will quote it. Bring out the purple board. Get the purple board music.
Wow.
I'm debuting the Lamar Jackson board.
Oh, wow.
The Lamar Jackson board, and the first thing that's going on here.
Wow. Wow. Look at Wild. You're going all in.
It's enough. The guy's he's the reigning Super Bowl champion. He's reigning MVP. You know, I'm just on tilt.
Yeah.
Give me a break. My first day on the board. Going on the board, an anonymous defensive coordinator who probably lost to Lamar Jackson with the most basic criticism that we've been hearing for years. I'm done with it. So this is Lamar's bulletin board. It's the debut.
I like it. I mean, this was really great until you infringed on the bulletin board trademark.
I love how he gets animated. He pulls out this purple board to put all the bulletin board material, all the hating comments on there. Lamar Jackson, there's some guys that, and I also thought it was funny that he said this is probably a defensive coordinator who he smoked in a game, an anonymous guy, right? there will be some people that no matter what Lamar Jackson did, if he led the NFL in passing yards, if he won a Super Bowl, there would always be an excuse, right? There would always be a caveat. Well, this, well, that. And there would never be a satisfactory accolade or accomplishment that you could show them, or that Lamar Jackson could show them, that would prove to them that he can sling the rock and is among the best of them as a passer. Some people will hold on to old narratives and not believe that Lamar has improved since entering the league in 2018, despite winning 2 NFL MVPs, leading the NFL in passing touchdowns, being one of the top-rated passer rating quarterbacks, QBR, PFF, whatever you want to look at. But there's certain things. Sometimes it's just not enough for some people. That's all right, man. We know our guy. We know who he is, and I can't wait to watch him open up the season in just a few days against the Chiefs. Last thing we're going to talk about here at number 5 is Bo Braid became the 20th undrafted free agent in the last 21 seasons to make the roster. So in the last 21 seasons, the Ravens have had an undrafted free agent rookie make the roster 20 times. So the Ravens show every year that if you earn a spot, if you can play, we will put you on the roster. If you're an undrafted guy and you can play, you will find a way on that Ravens roster. We've seen it countless times with guys that are still on the Ravens roster right now, with guys like Michael Pierce, Keaton Mitchell. There's a long list of guys that have had a lot of success on the Baltimore Ravens and in other teams coming in as an undrafted guy from Baltimore. So if you guys enjoyed today's content, as always, please leave the video a like. It really does help out the channel, and I would truly appreciate it, man. I love you guys. I appreciate y'all. Don't forget to have your subscribe and notification bell on so you don't miss any Ravens news, content, previews, anything we got planned for you guys. Thank y'all for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next video.
Ray, when he wasn't looking, he ran me over.